one person literally starts a campaign where tens of thousands of people are involved, just from tag 10 people.
Yes. And to add on to that, we also were discussing on how we should, have an equal, one voice together. Because other SSAs are doing things too and trying to create things. And what we believe is that if we have one project, the main goal together, that'll make more of a higher impact and more of a stronger voice together, if you would.
Adding on to that, we can, there's the Gar movement, the coalition, things like that. If everybody has their own mission statements, I think that right now, especially since like you said, it's a hot topic right now. Everybody needs rally together, all these organizations and united front.
So we have a united front, and every SSA is having this meeting tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
And Jagata knows about it. Jagata sent a lot of material to him. Jagata sent a lot of material to every SSA, and we're all already united. We had a 3-hour-long, during the bonfire, all the presidents escaped for a few hours, and we just sat down and just hashed out what we need to do for the next 1, 5, and 10 years. So we have that part.
Cool.
I guess. It's much more
above average.
No, I just wanted to say because you're going to talk about the flyer.
the unity is cool, and that's we've already taken a step forward. But I think once we everybody has a goal in mind, when we actually put that into play, you can we need to come up with a couple flyers that we all agree upon, and we can all pool together our resources and be here's a flyer, here's a couple of videos that each SSA can make or work on individually or together, and that way it doesn't have to be you're working on your own. It can be there's these 3 big things that are going around that every SSA is promoting the same thing, or every Jagata movement, if we come up with our own flyer and Davis has their own, and then UCR has their own, we can all kind of just come together and if we need their flyer, we can use that. And it's just more resources for us to have. I think it's just pooling your resources. We should have we definitely have a couple things we just automatically revert back to on one post on social, 1 or 2 posts on social media, a couple of videos, a couple of flyers, just fall back on.
Going on that, UC Davis does have a flyer right now. They put it together in 1 day, so it was kind of rushed. Some of their material, I have the copy of the flyer. If we want to take a look at it, maybe base our flyer off that. But if y'all want to start from scratch, that's up to y'all. Yeah.
Okay, this just popped into my head right now, but a lot of other religions have their holy scripture as well. I mean, ours is kind of I think a bigger deal because it's our living group. But what do you think if we went around to other religious communities, go to synagogues, churches, and speak about this and say, hey, what if your Bible, Torah, whatever, what if this happened? This is what's happened to us. Do you think that would be helpful?
I think that's really powerful. And I was you showed the pictures of the Muslims that were marching as well, in solidarity. And I think that's huge because every community can identify with that because there's been different against every religion. So I think that'd be really powerful if we went out to different groups, reached out to Christian groups on campus Peru and all that, reached out to Palau, reached out to other less mainstream branches of larger religions and stuff. They'd be willing to listen. We really would. Those are the right kind of people. They're going to be less apathetic than the random person on their law. Yeah. And more organized.
So I think we need to act now. Because it's happening right now. Because what I feel a lot of the other things, they usually end up just dying out. And we're just oh, we're really feeling it for a little bit. Eventually it just kind of goes away and you go back to your normal life.
There are a lot of really cool,
Go ahead.
There are a lot of really cool interesting discussions that are actually happening on campus right now, within student government, within a few different bodies on campus that you can reach out to. I know SWC and IDP is facilitating one of those discussions within the general offices. So those are some really, really great places to get it out and really get people involved who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do something now.
I think
like for SSA, we should, like going off of his idea, make something that we can go viral as soon as possible. Like probably like a YouTube video and attach stuff to it. And so we can all just post it on social media and make it viral and send it to other SSAs and
Jason.
stuff.
Something.
Why is awareness more? Why does it matter?
Not a lot of people know about this.
But then they know about it, then what happens?
They're acting about it.
Goes
Like
active.
creating a united front, like the more people you have to support a cause, the more people take it seriously. Like if it's just us, like how many people are in like 20? If it's just us 20 versus the Indian government, like how effective would that be?
The Indian government. The Indian government is huge compared to how many ever youth people we reach out to. Then what?
It's not just about you, like, you brought up Nanak, they have it's a Gurga and they like, they're very involved in things like that happen like this, like their entire community reaches out, it's not just the youth, it's everybody.
So Bapu Sudhat Singh Khalsa has been on hunger strike for 270 something days. Nothing has happened with the Indian government. And everyone was standing with us. There was a petition that reached 100,000 signatures by the end of January. And he started hunger strike like January 27, 28. So in 3 days, it was 100,000 signatures. Nothing happened. So why are we struggling for a petition and a movement now when he's still sitting there hungry?
I think like, I forgot who said it, but the awareness part is not so much for like raising awareness for youth and within like the youth or like within the community, but enough so that like people know that this is upsetting and people need to know what's happening and that way like other governments can get involved. Because personally, I don't know how much like power I have versus anyone else, you know, but once you actually, you have a voice basically is all you have. That you can use that, and if you get out to the right people, and if it gets big enough, then there's people who can do something about it, or who can intervene, or who at least it'll be a topic of discussion. You know?
Okay.
I think like what we do differently with the hunger strike, like what people were doing with that was they were targeting mostly like the sick population, and they were just getting those signatures. I think we need to create like a big enough awareness where we're reaching out to a lot of different people, and maybe like I think it was you who said like if this catches the eye of someone important enough, it like has a bigger impact, like versus just a couple of kids from UCLA.
Sorry, just going off like why work it now? Just the inherent nature of movements. If something is more flashy and like something is going on right now and there's thousands upon like thousands of people gathered together in the streets, like basically shutting down Punjab right now until this gets resolved. I think it's easier to, that's kind of more of like, you know, buzzwordy or like, you know, it catches the eye of more people versus kind of like, it's very like, I don't know how to say, but like Bapu Sudhat Singh is kind of just like one guy on hunger strike after like Gurbaksh Singh was also on hunger strike. So he's not the first one who's done it, but this is kind of like one of the first united like Sikh movements that has happened in a long, long time. And now we have something like the social media aspect of it. It's very easy to promote things like the Coney thing in 2012. It was like Stop Coney or whatever it was. That went viral. It was middle schoolers, high schoolers sharing the videos and everything. And that's how it kind of blew up. And I think we could capitalize on what's going on right now in Punjab and do the same.
So the way, what I hear from all of you, the first thing we need to do is awareness, while reaching out to other faiths. How do you guys think we should reach out to other faiths?
I think you guys as presidents or like, as the board members should reach out to other board members and see if they'll be willing to discuss it at their meetings.
So
Maybe even some people go out and talk about it.
So everyone's always willing when it comes down to it until someone doesn't put on an event. No one does anything.
That's the one event.
What event? The board can't, so who's gonna do it?
We have Sikh Awareness Week.
Yeah.
That's in a couple
we're all
weeks.
swamped. So who's gonna step forward and take lead? The board, I've been saying this since day one, the board is only here for small details. SSA belongs to the members, and until you all don't step up and do something, all of this is just words. This whole topic about why and where this is important is just words. Interfaith, bro, it's just writing on a board. So someone step up.
Like speak to other organizations, is that what it is?
And it's not what he's saying is not like you have to do it by yourself.
Yes.
Everybody in SSA will help you, and board will also help you.
So if someone steps up, for example, if I was a member, I was like, yo, I don't have much on my plate besides, SSA events and my midterms this week. Let me, I want to jump aboard this project. How do I do it? Hey, Simran, I really want to reach out to other people. Oh my God, I have friends in Hillel. I know the connections. I know the people. I can provide you the people. Oh, but we need funding for the event. Oh, we have a finance chair for that. Oh, but we need to talk to Daily Bruin. We have a secretary for that. Oh, we need to reach out to other SSAs about a fun event that we want to do around this. We have Grunch for that. We have resources for you. We just need someone to step up with an idea and say, okay, I'd be down to get together with a group of people and do this. And I'm not asking for it right now.
As far as the flying thing goes, I think you mentioned that you can especially room walk or whatever, while you're flying, have a laptop or 2 or 3 laptops there and just have people sign the petition. It sounds really bad to say that they don't even know what's going on, but if you give them a flyer and then you make them sign right away and it takes 30 seconds, I know that's still a lot of time for a lot of people, but if people are going to put in 30 seconds and if they read the flyer later even, that's okay. And just if we want people to actually act on it, then I feel like that would be a good idea if we were flyering and petitioning at the same time.
Yeah, because when I get fired, then you just throw them away.
Yeah.
And yeah, I understand that you were saying that, that there was a petition before for the hunger strike and no one took action upon it. But I feel still, when you educate people about a certain situation, it opens their eyes up even more. Not all people act upon it, but at least that gives them a moment to think and actually probably initiate a change. And, you never know if the petition will go through or wouldn't, but at least you try, yeah.
So what other awareness things do you guys want to do?
Can we do a quick promo video in which 10 different people say 10 different words or phrases and you just make it really choppy and it'll be a 30-second video. You could say I'm gonna throw arbitrary numbers out there 20,000 protesters, 100 injuries, 7 fatalities, and then you say a sentence of what's happening in Panjab and you put a really cool hashtag on it and then the 10 friends thing. Because that promo video would literally take 10 minutes to record and 10 minutes to edit.
What are you doing?
I can do.
Okay, cool. The interfaith thing, I think IVP right now is trying to make a interfaith council. And so me and people in crew, we're going to try that winter quarter, but they're trying to do that now.
What is crew?
Christian, it's the Christian organization. I don't
It's
know.
a really, really huge petition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could we also, when I was thinking, it's kind of go directly to another place of worship. At least that the one that I used to go to, people one time during county elections, this white guy who he needed votes. My dad knew him. He's hey, you can speak at the Gordon. He spoke at the Gordon. I don't know how many people listened to him, but people did listen. And then I don't know if they have that at churches, synagogues where there's time for speakers. They do. But so I was thinking more of that because then you'll get people who obviously if they're at church or synagogue, they care about faith and it's important to them and they'll have more empathy about it.
And we can hand out flyers if we do that.
Simran, you talked once about when you go to I forgot what it's called, where you go to all the prayer houses and you have a time.
Real walking?
Yeah, you promote your thing. If we could do that anywhere, if we could just ask hey, if you're having a club meeting, I don't know any other club, freshman, so I don't know. I literally don't know any other clubs besides SSA. But I think we could go to other clubs or take some time or even people who at the beginning of class sometimes they'll in the lecture hall they'll speak for a minute and a half. They know what they have a script. Like we could just like, if we could write out a script and like have people, like we trained like 3 or 4 people and just, hey, you don't have a class, you can go to the teacher and just like say what you need to say
Like
and
even if it's your lecture.
pass out,
Yeah.
even if it's your lecture, like pass out just a tiny piece of paper with the hashtags. I feel like that would get out to a lot of people too.
I think something that's easy to do and like mobilize, like, okay, Armenian Student Association did this on like the anniversary of their genocide. And it's like the picture that we circulated through Sick Relief Group Me. So what they did was they created these like huge like plaques and posters of like statistics of the genocide and like current situation of like ASA on campus and how angry and frustrated they are like with our campus as a whole and like just things in general, and like outlaying all that on poster, and then they like covered their mouths with duct tape and they literally just like stood in ruin walk. So like people that were walking up, like there's like no way you could miss it. Yeah, you just like have to read the statistics and like ask like what's going on or like, you know, things like that. And like that's freedom of speech. So, like you can do that anywhere on campus. So I think that's one thing that like we can do, like if we want to do something as soon as possible, which is like you see people, like we're kind of like connecting on this, like people in Panjab right now are like protesting and we have the privilege to like do that here, but we're sitting here right now, which is like a really interesting concept. But like if you think about it, like we have all these ideas, but like it has to take an action like now. And it's like really cool that we all came together. But I think like it would be cool if like all of a sudden, like, we came together, made these posters super quick, even, like, on Wednesday, like, we don't have to do it tomorrow, but, like, on Wednesday, if we, like, rallied together, and, like, people do this all the time, they, like, march through Wilshire, and, like, march across the federal building, and, like, rally against our, like, political figures. We can even bring, like, our student council into this, like, that's what they're for, they're, like, tools for us to use, so I think that would be really effective for the now versus, like, stimulating ideas for the later. And if you all are down.
Raise your hand if you think that's a good idea. Now, keep your hand raised. Keep your hand raised if you'd be there on Wednesday.
Depends what time.
There's also a lot of members of SSA who aren't here today. There's midterms going on. We all know like it's busy, but we got to reach out to those members as well as non-SSA members.
I think we can reach out to other like organizations like on campus, like we've already like said, like the African Student Association. Right now, like I feel like they'd really be willing to support us right now, especially since they went through something similar.
I don't think they would,
No?
because not a single one of us stood by their side when they were going through hell.
I was actually at the march.
Well, you were, but I mean, as a whole, they're gonna think not a single. I was there, not this year, but the years before, every single year. But 1 or 2 people isn't enough. At the end of the day, Sikhs have never stood by the side of Blacks.
That's true.
Also, in terms of hashtags, hashtag Sick Lives Matter blew up this weekend, but Anita, do you want to explain why that's not good?
That is a terrible idea.
Not down.
Who, like, do you guys remember hashtag All Lives Matter, hashtag White Lives Matter, hashtag Cops Lives Matters, Frat Lives Matter? Like, that's not chill. At the end of the day, like, that's someone's movement. Black Lives Matter is someone's movement. It's not, they're not saying that only Black people matter. They're saying, like, that Black lives matter, and then this country doesn't see it. And by us using Sick Lives Matter, we're practically saying, like, oh, your movement is chill, but let's put that on pause and let me take the floor real quick. That's not okay.
I think we should do hashtag pray for Punjab.
Yeah.
But we just discussed this. People don't know people don't know what Panjab is, where it is, and people don't know how to spell it. Like there's always like the U or A issue. Like
in the United States, no one knows who Sikhs are, let alone what Punjab is. So this movement needs to have Sikh in it, so that if anything, it means that someone somewhere is like, wait, what's a Sikh life? And Google's what a Sikh is. That's
I mean,
it.
you can just click on the hashtag and see all the tweets. Like, that's what hashtags are for. They
Yeah.
categorize all your tweets. Like, you just click on it and it's like, what's Punjab? Like, India? I mean, it's really, no, like, if you think about hashtags and, like, when people come up with hashtags, that's what they're for. They categorize your tweets. So, like, even though you tweet it, you always tweet something extra with it, right? So, like, that categorizes everything into one place. So like when people are like finding trending topics, they go, like, that's how I figure out most of my news. Like, when I'm on, like, Facebook and I see hashtags, I just click on it. And, like, that's where all the articles pop up and things like that. So it's like, no matter the hashtag, like, just you can use what you want as long as, like, it concerns what's happening.
So I say that we decide a date for this, and I think the plan of action should be to get together whatever flyers we want, figure out exactly how we want to do this thing leading into a march, and I think all of this should be on one day, so that you start off on Bruin Walk, then march all the way to Wilshire.
I think today we should establish a hashtag.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Well, I don't
That's
think
so
we should only
easy,
use
like-
one.
Huh?
I don't think it makes sense to only use one.
We could use multiple, but
hashtag's the least of our problems.
it's not, because a lot of the other movements that are going around like there's some in UC Davis, there's some in DC. Everyone is using different hashtags, and usually how hashtags blow up is everybody's using the same hashtag. So I don't think it's a trivial
I'll
detail.
talk to. Okay, what I'm saying is tonight shouldn't be dedicated to this because.
We should come out with that today. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't have to be dedicated.
So let's
yeah.
throw up some hashtags at the end because right now we need. Because okay, I'm gonna be really honest with you guys, brutally honest. I wasn't gonna come today because my freshman year I spent the entire time going to meetings just like this. People in a room, let's do this, let's do that, and no one would show up to anything ever, ever. And that's exactly what's gonna happen today. Prove me wrong. We have an organization called Sick Relief. Not one person has mentioned it. Sick Relief is out there right now looking at people who have been injured in Punjab. Guru Granth Sahib is our leader. And not their pages, their angs, their body parts were ripped apart. We're all sitting in a classroom. Not one person has said, why don't we have bodyguards protecting the Guru? If Guru Gobind Singh Ji had 2 or 3 bodyguards, why doesn't Guru Granth Sahib? What can we as students do to make sure that Guru Granth Sahib has bodyguards? How can we raise funds so that Gurdwara can pay someone $100 a day? $700 a week. They can make that from Chandoa. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
That doesn't stop racism though.
It's one step at a time. It doesn't stop racism. But what it does stop is at the end of the day, someone's not going to touch my Guru. You have to realize this isn't a book. This isn't a scripture. This is God's voice. Stopping racism is something else. This isn't one issue. It's 1,000 issues. And in my eyes, one of the biggest things is when someone can walk into your place of worship, take the most important thing inside of that place of worship, rip its body parts out, and laugh at you. Then the second issue is let's fix what's being broken right now. There are Singhs who are dying. There are Singhs who are in hospitals. How do we feed them? How do we help their families? Sick relief. How do we raise funds for that? The third thing, the awareness. People need to know who Sikhs are. That's what we've been talking about the entire time. That's what we have this for. And for that, who's going to show up? Who's going to execute it? For the interfaith, this is a beautiful idea. Now you have things and pictures and movements where people are standing side by side. And that's the racism part. Racism, you have to take it step by step, because when you have other people stand with you and it's not just Sikhs complaining, that's when you have someone say, oh wow, the Muslims are standing with the Singhs. That's so beautiful, right? During the Egyptian, was it Egyptian or Syria? I think it was Egypt, when the Muslims couldn't pray and Christians made a river out of it. Egypt. That's what's going on in Panjab right now. We shed light on that through this. Then our action part, our action is our sick relief. That's us sending money to people right now who are dying in hospitals. You guys have seen the pictures. And so that's what I wanted to put in front of you.
Are you doing donations for sick relief, like for this? Because I haven't heard anything.
Well, it's not us guys. It's you guys. You
Are
all,
we though?
sorry.
Because I would like to know.
I know Halal just recently, they sold Tala, and you could like $5. It was like pretty cheap, but they sold so many. They sold so many, and they set their proceeds because there's a lot of really terrible things happening over there right now. We'll get into it. I think that was super effective. It was really easy, just like put it on your Facebook groups and your groupies, stuff like that. everyone's like, oh, food for $5, I was gonna spend $5 for lunch anyway, and then you just take all of those funds. Like, small things like that really add up, and people cover the food, and then you're like, oh, by the way, this is happening, like, 19 people have died in the last day, like, you know what I mean, like, it's crazy, and I think that's really effective, and it's a small thing, it's really easy, it only takes a couple hours to be done, or maybe a day towards that.
What were you gonna say about addressing racism?
I just think like in terms of like everything that's going on, it's just like really important that you like the whole interfaith thing. Like I think it's just really important to like divide and conquer right now on like all these things that we're talking about. Like it doesn't make sense to like what she was saying about open government, like how are you supposed to combat that except through like starting here and doing awareness and yeah, like the whole interfaith thing. And what you have to do is like honestly, it's all about politics. Like you have to push your political leaders to take action, like the whole UN thing. And I think it's really important that, yeah, like I'm down to create a Google Doc to like hit every single like cultural org or religious org here or whatever it takes to like create that interfaith. Like I haven't heard anything from like IDP about it, which is why I'm kind of like, I don't know what's happening there. So like if it takes that personal touch to like go reach out to other organizations right now and like tell them to like stand in solidarity with us, like that can happen, but it's like there's something more to it than that. Like why are we the 5th largest religion and we're sitting here in like a room with like 20 people? Like where's that 5th largest? Like I don't get it. Like nobody knows about us, and I think that's what it takes. Like on campus, like yeah, we have Sikh Awareness Day, and like that's the one day people like get to know us. But like what if you did something bold like ASA and did a march? Then people would be like, okay, who was that group on campus? Like, and you have media coverage on that, like that's what you need is like you need media to cover this to spread awareness quicker. And like you have to think of like the quickest, fastest way to do it. And like I'm not saying like racism is solved in like a day, but it's like no matter how much you try to like change how people feel about like a certain concept, or no matter how much you try to like protect yourself, it doesn't change unless people's willpowers and moralities and values change. And that's where like education and awareness comes in, which is why it's so important. That's why like so many orgs on campus are structured around like educating and making people aware. Like why does ASU do all those rallies, and why do they host all these town halls and these meetings, and why are they so united? Because they have this mission to educate and make things aware. Like that's why there's so many hashtags going on, and I think that's what's most important, is what in like my own eyes.
And I want to say that they have that movement because they have more than 20 people.
Yeah, so like the phone call idea, like everyone that's supposed to be in SSA meeting today, like everyone who came to the first meeting, everyone who's more concerned with like things that are in the far future, and like what, like if SSA like really matters to you, like it's gonna take like me reaching out to like 4 people that didn't come here today to tell them what happened at meeting and say like, this is what we're doing, like are you down or are you not down? Because if you're not down, bye. Like I think that's like literally all it takes. Like we literally have to reach out to like every person that we know. And if it's like I know people in like MSA, can reach out to them, or like USAC and like things like that. It's like you really just have to put that personal touch in. Like you can't do anything like by sending out emails. Like I literally have to be like, yo, grunge, like I need you to care about me for like 2 seconds. Like I don't care if you don't like me in 3 days, like right now, like my community is in danger.
I sent a message somewhat like that to a South Asian group. Everyone liked my message and was like, that's really cool. 12 likes. Is anyone else here that's not SSA besides these 2? And they're not even South Asian. So what are we gonna do to actually make it matter? Who are we gonna reach out to? Who are the individuals in this room? Think to yourself, who are your friends that you're gonna text? In fact, I say everyone pull out your phones, pull out your notes, and write down 5 names that you're gonna reach out to. And as far as organizations goes, I know like as freshmen, you're not gonna know a lot, but just leave that to.
Could we reach out to AAP? Because they're like for minorities basically,
Yeah.
right? And so following that fraud incident, they sent out an email creating awareness and like basically stating their positions. Maybe like if you like let them know what's happening,
And
they
then
can
we
like
try posting on social
create awareness
media,
in the
like what day we're doing what, so people are still trying to come out.
And I was gonna say like about whatever day we pick for this like stuff going on, and we have like daily bro send out a tweet. Like honestly, because that's where I get my news. That's where I know a lot of freshmen get their news is like on Twitter or on Instagram, and it's like that a police incident that happened, like people were on it right away. So we just have them send out a tweet like, hey, this is happening with our hashtag, whatever we decide.
How do we relate that to on campus?
The march. I was gonna say like if
Oh,
like
but have
let
them
the-
tweet the march.
have them tweet the
Okay.
flyering, the march, the like if we're gonna like taper mounds or whatever, you know, any sort of like poster thing going on. Oh, you're not.
More powerful
So I have a couple ideas. One, why don't you contact your floors? Honestly, what the hell? What's wrong with that? Thank you. Sounds so wonderful. Second of all, a wonderful Steve friend around community college. His name's Rupinder. And he went to Berkeley because he just, you know, didn't make the smart choice and become a Bruin. But that's a different thing. I'm still mad at him. What he did to my community college, which really changed everything. All of a sudden, Sikhs, you know, not everybody knew about it. And then a week later, everybody knew what a Sikh was that he brought his congregation or his family, and he bought really, really cheap material. And he gave free turbans to everybody. And he showed them how to, you know, put them on and everything, and the families, and he actually gave out like a lot of food. So if you buy really cheap material and you start showing people and like giving out free turbans, and people start walking by with turbans, imagine some really big white guy with a turban. Everybody's gonna notice him. See a football player or like one of the basketball players with a turban on, everybody's gonna see him. Probably because he's like 6'5" and you know he just walks everywhere. But still, that's really awesome, and that spreads awareness. So do something that's really interactive like that. That's my idea.
In the past, we do it every year, and we give out food on Bird meals.
Okay.
But we're doing that again on November 8th, 10th.
Every quarter, once every quarter.
Once every quarter.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Can we choose dates? Like try to time this out.
No.
Go for it.
Go for it. Acquire the market.
Alright. But I have to add on, I mean, the university landscape is really, really big. And I know that we are in SoCal, but I still do think it's possible to go down. And I mean, that's a place where a lot of Sikhs unite together. And that's a place where I can't necessarily think of what type of action right now, but that is a place where you can execute something. And, you know,
Maybe like we can connect with the other SSAs, because obviously more Cal SSAs are gonna be there.
If we did the tape mount thing there, I can just imagine all the young kids be like, what the heck is going on? I feel like if you do something very, very visible and very like not like out of the ordinary, then I feel like if you just had that and then like no booth where you can like answer questions and stuff, or have laptops there, especially people will like take the time to fill out like fill out questions and stuff.
I mean, our own people are not so aware of our own things that are going on in our community, so how are we expecting other people to approach our issues? I mean, Sikhs themselves should know what's going on as well, and I feel like that's one of like the biggest platform we could find in California if you want to do something and need attention quickly.
On one hand, while I do like the idea of it, if any of you have actually been to the University of Evergreen, it's one of the most
Hectic.
hectic atmospheres
Yes.
you'll ever see. And I personally don't think that it would get a ton of attention because of how crazy it is.
And kind of everything there, believe me.
It's very hard to get that much attention. Like,
Can we get like a
attention.
booth and like try getting a projector or like laptops?
Okay, so you
If
know-
we make the video viral, maybe.
I don't know how University of Nevada works, like I haven't been in years, but do they have like booths on the side of the road that are handing out food?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, then you guys can like, we can be one of those groups and like
Be like, oh, you want something, sign the petition.
But we do blend in a lot. Like there's so many other booths that are out there that it's very hard to differentiate yourself. So I mean, it's a hard tactic to do, but that is a place where a lot of us unite. I don't know, that's just the idea being thrown out there.
Alright, so let's plan flyering. I think we should do this like a 2-day thing if people can't show up because of midterms. So is anyone down for tomorrow?
We don't have.
we don't have
flyers.
Okay, well, we can plan tonight.
I think if they're doing
Try to
flyering in March, we should do the same day.
Can we try to do like
Usually.
flyering Thursday and then also Friday and then like, we could do the March Friday as well? Or there's not enough people around on
Up
campus?
to you guys.
Cause I mean, like, we don't have a flyer yet.
Alright, let's choose who's gonna plan the flyer or who's willing to make ideas.
Can we pick a day first that works for everyone for the March?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday?
It's midterm week. I feel like people will not show up because of that.
But what about Friday?
Like, I already had my midterm last week, so I'm free. Depends on everyone's
I know there's a
schedule.
couple, there's some midterms on Friday. Friday night?
Like 5 to 7:30.
We have a sick relief meeting on Wednesday, and I think that's like the most perfect thing to do it. Like, if you get all this done.
Do the March?
Or no, just like get
Like
like
flyering and everything?
flyers and stuff, and like get like the hashtag done, and like whatever pictures, whatever you want to post, I think we can just get that done there. And plus, like with sick relief, like we have a couple more ideas. Like we had this whole SAT idea where we're gonna do SAT prep for other students and or like high school students, and then whatever money we get from that, we're gonna use it to help fund six that were in prison, like help make it more fun later on. And so I feel like if we all like got together and saying you guys all went to the meeting, like we would have more support and get a lot more stuff done that day.
Can we still choose a day for the March though?
I kind of want to make it like a more ethical thing, because I know like sick relief to me seems more of like if you're helping individuals, then that's like a really good thing. But I kind of want to focus more on like making awareness here, like with what resources we have, like as an SSA. Like if you say come to sick relief, like half these people are gonna, if that, half people are gonna show up.
Sick relief isn't just for individuals. Sick relief raised awareness all year last year for the sick fund, not just for the individuals.
Can
But
we
it's
try,
just another meeting to go.
like, if we do the tape mouth thing, have like a side table with sick relief? I don't know how the tape mouth thing works, but like sick relief can be there, so try and name or raise money.
Yeah, you mean collaboration.
So Thursday, anyone?
Who can do Thursday? Raise your hand.
For what?
The March.
March.
Do you have a time?
Yeah, just time.
Can I clear it with ASA first? I don't wanna like take their.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, actually,
Who's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be.
in charge?
Would marching be co-opting?
I don't think so. I mean, they
No, but like,
last year
like,
when they did the banner march
no,
Everyone
we
knows
with the
that.
poster thing, I didn't see them do the tape march. I saw them like doing the march with like the posters, but I don't know.
I mean, they can just come through too, so.
Yeah.
Do you wanna choose a day though? Thursday or Friday, or you're just gonna handle all that?
No, whenever.
Right?
Okay, I'm sorry.
When are y'all gonna doodle? Just doodle. Send out like a doodle, these are the times, who can best do this, and get it done in 30 seconds. And we all have our phones, so. And
Someone give me this.
it's an all day thing, because there's times where I could be there flyering like in the mornings and then just go to class and then come back and keep flyering. But it's like, we have to have somebody like there if we're
Why don't
flying.
we just select a date and then have slots, time slots, and then on the group meet, we could, like how you were saying, to say, these are the available times, everyone send, what time are you available? Select your slot 1, slot 2, whatever.
And that can work for flyering, but the March, we need people.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
of
thing,
course,
right?
of course, yeah.
There can't be, 5 people there showing up.
Oh, yeah, is it more, that's different, yeah, I was just talking about
Okay.
the flyering, yes, but yeah, for the March, let's select a date.
So, what time would we have the March? Who's free in the morning?
One day. Thursday?
Okay, who wants Thursday? Like, if we do morning Thursday. Okay, who wants Thursday afternoon? Okay, who wants Friday morning? Friday afternoon.
Think about like when classes are most compacted. Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Freshmen are Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, if you're South Campus. I think Friday is good. I saw more hands for Friday.
Friday afternoon?
Friday afternoon is like kind of dead on campus.
But think about like not who can make it. Think about the people you're gonna impact. Like we know what's happening. Like who you're trying to spread awareness to. You know, like where on campus and like
Thursday
what
at
meetings.
noon. We can make it Thursday at noon. Because power hour is from 12 to 12:30.
12 to 1.
12 to, yeah.
What is power?
Power hour is when Broom Walk is the most full in a day.
Amplified sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, great. Thursday at 12 is the march.
Spread. Everyone write this down on your phone right now.
Thursday at 12?
Yeah. Someone put it in the group me while you're at it.
Okay.
So
Kinda
leading
just
up to
posted a
March,
poll.
We have to plan a day to create all the resources
Yeah.
and get media coverage.
So do you guys want to do it on Wednesday at the sick relief meeting where
No.
we can plan it?
Let's just make
Smart.
posters at sick relief meeting.
Yeah. But like, who's in charge of your party? Did she do it?
She said she'd do it.
Oh, she hella busy. She's so cool.
Yeah. The video is something we can do after this week.
Okay. I was like, we can also post that on social media too.
So are we taping our mouths while we march? Is that the thing? Or
Yes.
I don't know if that's like their, I don't wanna take their.
How does
I think
it? How does it
it's
work? Like, do you tape your mouth and you're just marching, or
You just stand there, honestly.
stand there?
You just
Is
really
there
walk.
something we can do that might show something we can do, rather than take notes?
Host
Well, that's what the poster's supposed to be for, like people are forced to read it. and see
It's
what's
just drawing attention to yourself. That look, this person is there. You kind of draw attention to yourself that way.
I say
So like Wednesday, I was thinking like Wednesday, whoever showed up to sick relief meeting, we could work on like big posters that kind of like do like it has to be big enough to catch people's eye from like if they're just walking past you, they're not going to read like fine bullet points, but they should know like what's kind of the just what's going on.
who can bring the material for that?
I can donate money.
What time is the sick relief meeting on Wednesday?
It's from 5 to 6. But I was thinking, like, we can always go beyond that time. Like, if we can pick a space, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be that hour slot. Not a lot can get done in an hour.
I was gonna go into Westwood tomorrow anyway to get some random errands. I can buy supplies. Reimbursed and stuff.
It's just an idea that popped up as the march is going on with the day. Is it possible for everyone to dye like turbans or something? Just to show more of like us doing it?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Let's get like orange.
Yeah,
Or
like
like a
a
bright
bright
color.
dark orange or like a turban.
Who have a civil pen?
Can we have like one person with a microphone speak or something, or like those?
Megaphone.
Yeah, maybe
Yo,
everyone.
EVP, come.
Everyone's like taken out, but there's one person that's like saying everything, or like the one person switches off.
Oh, we should say the hashtag.
Posters can have hashtags.
I think when we march, we should speak.
Yeah, when we
I
mark.
think tape mouths should be separate.
It should be only when we're standing. Because
Okay.
we need to be loud when we march.
So when are we standing? When are we marching?
Same time. Like you could just stand for a while, then march, and then come back and stand.
But then, like, no, because we want everyone together.
Or no tape.
I say we stand taped from 9 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 11:30, and then make time slots. And then 11:30 to 12 is people gathering up and getting ready to march. So everyone meet each other from 11:30 to 12. Everyone group up, and then at 12 we'll start walking. Please don't be late.
You show up.
Like
It's a
run
tough
from
time.
Where is the march going to?
It's gonna go. Anita, do you want to tell us
It's wherever Bruin walk?
to where? You said to Wilshire.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know.
to-
No, I don't know where the march is gonna be. I just had the idea of like standing in Bruin walk.
Oh, when ASA did it, they kind of just marched up Brunwalk, like through Powell, like that square up there, then down Jan steps, and then back to Bruin Walk, and then to the Bruin Plaza. And then people just kind of joined in along the way.
The reason people stand on Wilshire is because it's a really busy road, and like students knowing is great and all, but like she said, it has to catch the right person's eye, and we live in Los Angeles, where a lot of powerful people live.
I mean, we should start like with just, wouldn't mind starting with just students now, and then like next week we can try doing something again with like, once people are more aware, we'll have more support, and we can like go out there, because I personally, I can't make it like for the whole time.
I like that. I think we should.
So just around Bruin Walk, and then like we'll kind of go over like what we're gonna say as we're marching, whatever, I guess we can do that. Stick to the week meeting.
Okay, for the posters, I don't think we would need to buy like the poster paper or whatever, because I think like the dorm, the halls, the residence halls, they have the poster paper available in like the office on the first floor. So we can just move from.
And anything else you need, I can help whoever is in charge of that. If you're ending up buying it, I can help you with funding applications, so you can just get reimbursed, because it's for a student organization. You shouldn't have to.
And then for flyers, can we like have people work on them tomorrow?
We can make a Google Doc, and like I'll throw it up on the SSA group me, and then like any ideas y'all think of, just like throw it in the Google Doc.
Honestly, like if we're all gonna meet up to make posters, I probably won't like go to that. Like I can like make a poster like on in my like room or whatever, and like just like contribute that.
Can we
Because
have it
then,
like,
know what to do.
we make idea, like on the Google Doc, everyone posts like what we want on the poster. And if someone can make it on their own time, that's good. Bring it to the
But
market.
like let it be known in the Google Doc that you're making it, so that there's not too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there's two. It's the same.
Just put a little check next to a box or something.
Yeah.
That way maybe when you.
Can you clear out the times then, and what are we exactly doing? What day?
This is Thursday.
Okay, and that's our mini march, right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do like a big march,
Yeah, Great March is next week.
or I would do next week.
Are there more people gonna be free next week?
I think so.
I'm not. I have another midterm next week.
What day?
So who's gonna be the main point person?
I'm not free on Thursday.
No, for all of this, there has to be one point person who is they're there the entire time.
For just Thursday?
Just through the whole movement.
I'm down for the whole movement, but I can't come on Thursday.
I can do all Thursday.
I can do all Thursday except for, I can do like this whole week, but I can't do like Thursday from 11 to 12.
I have a class 11 to 12 too, but I will be there like, well, it's 11:50, so it'll take
So we'll
me 2
leave at
minutes.
12:15.
No, just keep it at 12. You know how Indians are. We'll be at 12.
So you want to be the point person for Thursday?
I can do Thursday.
Do you want to speak with her about reimbursement for Skylar?
Sure.
Great.
So 9 to 11:30, are we flyering? Are we passing out?
Are we flying Wednesday? That was my question.
Because then a flyer also needs to get made, so.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, I could work on a flyer tomorrow, but I kind of don't want to be like the only person doing it, because what if you don't like my idea?
Why don't we take the UC Davis one?
Yeah.
You make, and then you just look at that one and make your own mix.
Can we like edit the UC Davis one as a group?
They just sent me a picture of it. It has some ideas on it.
Is it like make Khalistan and like?
But I mean, like, I can work with like SSA people if they're free, because I have a couple of members.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so
Yeah, for sure.
when we have tape mouth, are we having like posters on the side or
Oh, yeah.
We'll be holding
are
posters.
we firing
because
too
of
or no?
others.
Well, you could do like tape mounts. You could have like 3 or 4 people just like standing there, like for, you know, like that's your half-hour shift, and then switch out with people, and then like 2 other people have like just flyering and stuff.
What if the duct tape breaks my body?
Honestly, I was thinking that.
I was like,
Honestly.
Figure it out.
Just double up the duct tape and put it here and only tape it in the back.
Oh yeah, that's actually.
That's a great idea. I was really tripping out about that the whole time. I was like, no,
I feel it.
where am I gonna put it? That's
So, I mean, tomorrow we could do flyers for sure.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like sum up. Tomorrow flyers sometimes. in the
Make
afternoon.
flyers tomorrow.
Make
Okay,
flyers
okay.
tomorrow, yeah.
And then Wednesday, do we want slots for when we're giving out flyers?
Yeah.
What
Wednesday is sick relief meeting. And that's where we work out poster stuff, or we could just like send out a Google Doc and start working on ideas. Have all the ideas for the posters done by tomorrow as well, so Wednesday people can work on them.
But Wednesday morning, are we not flying? Or are we flying only Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
Wait, no, if we're making flyers tomorrow, then we can fly on Wednesday.
We can.
That's what I was.
Who's down to make flyers done by tomorrow?
I thought me and
Alright, I
Miguel.
thought we were gonna, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, and then on Wednesday, are we having like time slots or no? 'Cause then I'll send a message out for that if we are doing time slots.
Yeah, who's gonna make the Excel sheet for people to sign up? Oh, good. Or who? You? You are great. Make the time slots for Thursday. Wait, what do we mean Wednesday?
Wait, I thought it was Wednesday only.
Wednesday is flyering.
Wednesday's flyering, should we just go from like 10 to 1 on Wednesday?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
me.
Thank you for coming.
On Wednesday.
Hit up 10 people each.
Spread this with your followers, like, we'll test.
Hit up 10 people each.
You have my email.
This is true.
On Wednesday, should we just go 10 to like 1,
I like that one.
or 10 to 2 even?
10 to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 2, we could do an hour at a time.
So 10 to 2, so that's 10, 11.
Are you doing like Google Docs?
Oh, never mind, yeah.
She's doing Excel. I'll do Google Docs for ideas.
I wanna go through from 2 to 3, or you want to stop at 2? I don't know if anybody has one.
2 to 3 what?
So from Wednesday, we're gonna go 10 to 2, they're gonna be 1 hour time slots for flyering.
Yeah.
Great, you can sign up. And then, Thursday, it's gonna be 9 to 11:30 for like the tape mouth thing, and I think we should do, half hour.
Yeah.
And you can just come whenever, and then, should we like make it so you have, I wanna have like a certain number of people just there all the time, like 4 people, always with their mouths taped, and then like you guys can rotate, so can we like, I don't know, I'm gonna forget all this stuff. So
We have some
we should
handcuffs.
divide.
I think someone should sit down with their mouth taped and hands cuffed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to do
Chill
that.
out right into the dead center.
We should do 5 people.
Wait, who's
So then
down
five
to do
people
like
each
Thursday
hour.
all day, or like most
I
days?
have class till 9:15, then I have class at 11 to 12
See,
again.
we should send out like a doc tonight and be like, here's what's going on. Can you guys do like, let's see how many people we have per each
Yeah.
half hour. And if we have like 5 people all the time, then that's
Kind of. This whole thing is being recorded, so.
So 4 to 5 people at all times.
yeah, at all time. And then like if we can have like 2 more people handing out flyers, because I think the whole
Yeah.
like the shock value of having your mouth taped and like you're standing there is kind of the fact that you're not moving. It's like you're like not looking at anybody.
And can a Google Doc be sent out tonight or tomorrow just so we have those
Tonight.
people? Like, I want it written.
Yeah.
You
We'll
want-
contact you.
So
tomorrow.
just to clarify, you want 5 people there at all times wearing tape.
4 to 5 at least.
4 to 5 with tape, and then 2 to 3 that can hand out flyers and talk about it.
Yeah. 4 and how many people there to talk about it?
Like,
Okay.
or about 8 people.
Even
Can you also send out these times?
Rose, have you written down the times?
Yes.
Okay,
You
yeah,
want me to
please.
take a
sign.
picture?
It's also videotaping from here.
If you guys get a chance, like, or if you know other people who are in like other like faith groups and stuff, like I've already hit up people that are in crew and like another Christian fellowship, and I just asked them like, hey, is it cool if we come talk at something and like tell you guys about like our movement and like kind of just educate you on what's going on. And the people I've talked to like in the last like 10 minutes and I've been on my phone have been totally down. So like up until Thursday, you guys have that opportunity to like talk to your floors, talk to other groups that you're involved in. So
We have
like,
a floor meeting
There's
right
a
now,
floor
actually.
yeah,
Not floor, but like building meetings, so I could go say something there.
Two last things from me. One is if everyone could pull out their phones, pull out your notes, write down 4 to 5 people that you know in SSA that didn't show up, reach out to them personally, and just encourage them to come next time. And if they don't care, then they don't care. Have them actually say, I don't care about SSA. Because the first 4 weeks was us like, being super chill. And now it's like, hey, let's actually do some work. And then the second thing I wanted to say is what I said to you guys all earlier is something that I wish someone would have stood up and said when I was a part of those organizations. because what happens after a while is it seems out of place what I said now, but every freshman that I was around, they'd be a part of these movements, and what ends up happening is there is no action that happens. Everything falls apart. And then you have a tainted image of movements, and you no longer believe in it. You turn into me, who showing up to his own SSA meeting, I was just like, man, this is a waste. That was like pessimism me talking, but I showed up because I knew you guys would do something. So just keep in mind that don't give up. It's very easy to give up because you have busy schedules. You have to remember, this is why I brought up the thing about Guru Granth Sahib. You have to remember the reason you're doing this. Whether it be, to combat racism, because we've all experienced it at one point or another in our lives, or if it's to really take to heart that, I don't know if any of you saw Hanita's message to the group me right now.
FYI.
For our brothers and sisters in Christ.
There you go.
And it's real. That's as real as it gets. 1984 happened, and everyone's like, why are we still talking about 84? This is why.
It's parallel.
happening.
It's parallel.
It's cyclical, it's parallel, it's gonna happen again. If we all don't act on something, it's all gonna happen again. We're gonna see our sisters being raped, we're gonna see our brothers being killed, and there's gonna be another genocide. Especially with the likes of Modi as president. Not a prime minister or whatever. But anyways, I want you to know that those weren't words of discouragement, they were words of experience and truth, and that we really need to pull together as an organization. That whole, the fist and the open hand, that's not just between the different bunts, that's between us as SSA as well.
Also, by no means am I an expert on any of this, so I highly encourage y'all to go out and do your own research. I can provide you with that PowerPoint. Also, we do have somewhat of an expert, just Deep. He's in law school. He's free Tuesday and Wednesday at some point. If y'all hit me up, I can put you in contact with him. And if you have any questions he can answer, I'll try to answer. But honestly, I encourage you to do your own research. I could put you in the direction of some places you can look, but do your own research. I'm not an expert.
Can we get someone?
Sharing the Google Docs in the group.
The ones I used today?
The one that we're doing right now.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Afterwards, can we get someone to make, I don't know, anyone, make a flyer or poster about everything on it? Wednesday, we're doing
Do you just want a doc that says here's what's going on? And,
just a poster that we can post on social media so people can come out and help.
oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, just
That's easy. That's just bullet points.
yeah, it just says the
Nice
date,
for you.
time, location.
You make her profile picture.
We could ask Sonia to make a graphic.
I asked Coach Boo, she said she was down.
Okay,
Someone asked.
sure.
Yeah.
What? Can you repeat what you want?
Okay, so a
About
poster.
all we're doing this week, so that we can put it on
Yeah,
social
so
media
if we were to
so
share with
that's
other
like
groups, be like, this is what SSA is doing.
Oh,
come out,
okay,
help
okay,
us.
okay.
These are the
Alright.
days, these are the time slots.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, for sure.
What do you guys think about hashtag I stand with 6?
Isn't that I stand with Ahmed the clock boy? I'm sorry. I'm trying to I really want to find one that's not taken yet.
I like Free Punjab, but
Why
then
can't we
then
just
it's an
use
issue.
what's already trending?
Yeah, what's already trending?
Sikh Lives Matter is trending.
Yeah.
Six Lives Matters is trending, but I don't want to minimize their movement.
We
by-
as UCLA cannot do that.
Yeah, we can use Save
we're
Sick
not doing
Lives. I like.
Yeah, I like
Save
that
Sick
too.
Lives.
Can we
Save
just
Sick
use
Lives?
Can you just throw pray for Punjab in there?
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's already trending.
I like Free Punjab.
How are we spelling Punjab?
Can we also send these out?
It's
we can
PUNJ.
all
Alright.
Can we do Free
He was a
Punjab with the PAN?
If everyone else
It's not
did
trending.
if
We
everyone
make it
else did
trending.
PU, leave it PU.
Okay, but
not free
I haven't seen that one too much. So.
Free
Free Punjab?
That's the only one I've
No, no,
seen.
no.
Free
Free Punjab.
Free Punjab, you seen it?
I think pray for Punjab.
Oh,
Never seen Punjab.
I know. I want to start it.
I've seen something out of I've seen it. Hashtag let's change.
I don't like
But
that
that's
one.
seems like it's advocating for the cause.
Yeah.
I'm not
I think
down to
you
use
by,
that right now.
Tomorrow after. Hey, when are you free to work on flyers?
FaceTime only.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly.
Hey, who's
Yo, Guraj, can you reply to what you said, please?
Who?
Hate to be a ball buster.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
How about what's changed like from 1984 to 2015? What's changed.
I don't think
Too
that's just too generic. Yeah, I think those two should be like our go-to.
Okay.
Like, immediately. And then you guys
Everyone,
can add your own.
Go on
personal
Twitter right now. Just hashtag this.
Wait, real quick, also, okay, I learned this through like campaigning for like student council and stuff. If you like change your background on your laptop and your phone, like people see it in class, so just do that and like if that's like the simplest thing you can do, like just tell people to change their like backgrounds and stuff or like cover photos. Like it's so easy, like people see it in class and are like, what is that? And like,
So that's another thing you're gonna do. Take a screenshot, send it to 10 people.
Wait, so can we have that sent out? So I'll put it on the.
Yeah, put it on GroupMe or
is that
Facebook.
okay? Do you all want that graphic?
Yeah, that one's fine actually.
What does it say? Pray for Punjab?
Yeah, it's so simple, like.
Do it. Or do you want to do hashtag 6 lives matter?
We
Do both.
can always like.
Can you combine it?
That's not you can do more than one hashtag in a tweet.
Alright.
Okay, thank you.
Hashtag whatever you want.
Anyone else? Questions, comments, concerns?
Simran, do you want also talk about the another people on Saturday? The flyer that sent you.
What'd you say?
This Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
I'm sure I can. Please go ahead.
So, the Guru Ramdas Ashram, do you guys know that Gurdwara? So it's mostly, yes, it's mostly white seats, but they also, they're doing another Kirtan, and it's for the Guru Gadi Divas that just went by. It's for that occasion, but that could also be a nice place since by then we would have our flyers and everything made. We could also have like a booth, and amongst those white seats, there are a lot of influential people. And it is also a nice venue to have to collect some donation and just pass on flyers. And they also have a Facebook page and they're very active on it. So we should also try to connect with them.
Ooh. The weirdest thing I heard when I was looking for donations is a lot of Indian people were worried that like whatever goes on here would actually be part of like terrorist groups. Because like the weird thing is like a lot of like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but a lot of like Sikh associations or like certain nonprofit organizations have been found to be donating to like terrorist groups. So a lot of things that like wealthy people will like care about is to see that what we're doing is actually real. So I think that's one of the things that we really need to promote if we're going to be looking for donations, because anyone that I asked for donations, they were worried that it was actually a terrorist group that was like funding attacks in India or funding attacks out here.
Does Sikh Relief have anything?
I was just gonna say then, if we ask for funds and stuff in the form of like all the money that we goes to Sikh Relief, which is right now directly helping the situation in Punjab, like the current situation, it like adds validity to whatever we're like. So you can spread that.
Wait, can we get someone from Sikh Relief to come out or like have a table? How do we do fundraising? We are Sikh Relief. This is so confusing. Okay. No, okay, I'm trying to say like we need someone there to fund the whole time, or like.
Wait, on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we have our mount stage, like, okay, I don't think we should ask for funding.
I don't think we should ask for funding then. That's what
I don't think this is the fundraiser opportunity.
Yeah.
This is solely awareness.
And the tape mapping shouldn't become a fundraising.
Yeah, for sure.
Because whenever money comes in, the mentality just changes.
Mhm. So the money thing, leave that for later. We don't need to send money right now. They're a £500,000 organization. They can figure it out now.
Can one of the signatories go and book Myra Park for Thursday?
Like how you pointed it. Can one of the signatories?
You're the only one here.
That
You're
made
the-
no sense to me, so.
Yeah, I'll go do that for Thursday. Matter of, I can't.
Can you tell one of your other signatories?
No, we
We
already booked.
can't.
We already booked this room.
No, we
Or
have the
whatever room.
Jakarta.
We've already used our one book.
Can
Wait, is
would-
Sikh Relief an organization then?
I'll double check.
Okay. If Sikh Relief's an organization, then we can do it through them, or we can ask Indus, or we can ask someone.
Can you
We'll
ask
get it.
Orlando?
Hmm?
Can you talk to Orlando?
UCLA events office sucks.
Right.
Just saying.
Question, comments, concerns.
UCLA hierarchy, honestly. She's like trying to get the stuff done and we're like talking like this.
Let's go.
Say hi to the live stream.
Don't, you guys can leave, it's way over time.
I
But I mean, keep continuing, I'm just saying if people want to leave.
whoever's coming Thursday, get my number. Text me 661-992-8317. I will too, but whoever's here right now wants this right now. 8317.
Continue.
Oh,
Can you tell me how our gurus did marches?
Huh?
Can you talk about how our gurus did marches? And like this is this like silly. Like just give them some historical context. And how like the Guru Granth Sahib wasn't stolen by Sikhs.
I know, I just said that.
Okay.
Is there anything specifically that like we have to have on the flyer? You know, like, because there's a lot that just went on that slideshow, so I'm just thinking like we need
Yeah.
to condense that.
We can work on it. It's like I just wanted to give y'all like the entire context, but like for someone else who we're just trying to like briefly educate, we obviously don't need to give them the entirety of all the context and everything that's going on. So we could just pick it and like choose whatever you want to promote. We really
No, I didn't know.
you said so about that. Sold out. Relate to the game.
Any shade?
Are we using minor grunches?
Someone have an Instagram.
Someone have a
Are we
charger.
all wearing one?
Who's doing the Facebook event?
I'm turning this off.
Yeah, please.
Hi.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Deuces.
I can do this.
Thank you, please.